Welcome to the Stoic Responder Podcast. I'm your host, Christopher Healy. As a special agent who spent more than 15 years conducting large-scale fraud, money laundering, and public corruption investigations, Stoic philosophy provided a mindset edge that became the foundation of my professional success. My mission today is to share those same ancient mindset lessons with you so that you can turn obstacles into opportunities and adversity into advantage. Time to muster up. All right, everybody, welcome back to the Stoic Responder Podcast. This is episode 46. Title of this episode is Deeds, Not Words. Now, you may have heard this before as acta non verba. That's the Latin for deeds, not words. We're going to dig into it in just a second here, but let me start you out by talking about one of my favorite nonprofit organizations. That is, of course, the Overwatch Collective. The Overwatch Collective is a 501c3 nonprofit and podcast funding therapy sessions and supporting mental health initiatives for our first responders, our veterans, and their families. Their motto is one more is one less, and I take that to heart because one more individual that we can provide services to is one less statistic. Check them out at theoverwatchcollective.com. Make a donation, buy some gear, or purchase a ticket to their annual fundraiser, which is on August 24th, 2024 in San Mateo, California. Greg and his people are doing great things for the law enforcement community. Please continue to support their efforts so they can support this community. Guys, I want to start you out with a quote from Epictetus. It goes, "Don't explain your philosophy, embody it." Again, the title of this episode is Deeds, Not Words. The Latin for that is acta non verba. It's the kind of thing that you want to get tattooed on your arm. Acta non verba. Remind yourself every single day that it is about action, not talking about it. And that's what Epictetus is telling us here. You see, the Stoics believed that philosophy was not merely an intellectual exercise or a set of abstract ideas, but a practical guide for living a virtuous and meaningful life. It's not enough to engage in theoretical discussions or to provide elaborate explanations of one's philosophical beliefs to a room full of students. Instead, they encouraged individuals to embody their philosophy by integrating its principles into everyday actions, behaviors, and attitudes. Again, actions, as the saying goes, speak louder than words. True understanding and growth come through putting a philosophy into practice. Merely explaining one's philosophy without actually living it is a superficial approach. It's that beard stroking, teacher's lounge, superficial nonsense that doesn't really benefit anyone. We have to live our philosophy. It's only through consistent action, through the embodiment of philosophical principles, that we can actually experience personal transformation and realize the benefits of a virtuous life. We cannot just sit here with a shelf full of books like those that I have behind me, collecting dust. We have to take those lessons in and apply them, because Stoicism in and of itself is a lived philosophy. It is not intended to be academic. It is not intended to be didactic. It is intended to be implemented. It is intended to help you live a better, more virtuous life where you have greater control, greater resilience, greater ability to adapt and overcome to the challenges that we all face in this crazy life. So unless you are living your philosophy today, folks, it is nothing but an academic pursuit, and that isn't helping anyone, not yourselves or the people you serve. So let me leave you with a journal prompt and get you out of here quickly today. I want you to ask yourself one simple question. Write this down and respond. Am I living and embodying my philosophy? In other words, do you talk about what matters to you, or do you demonstrate what matters to you? Is it words or is it actions? Ask yourself that question. Give yourself an honest answer. And if the answer isn't one that you like, it's time to start making changes. It's time to start acta non verba. Folks, that's what I got for you today. Thanks for listening. There's a couple of ways that you can support this podcast if you choose to do so. Number one, please pick up a copy of my book. It is called In Valor, 365 Stoic Meditations for First Responders. Now, I understand not everybody listening to this is a first responder. I promise you that regardless of what you do in this life, if you operate in a fast and certain and rapidly evolving career, you could be a chef, you could be a caterer, you could be a first responder, as I said, a police officer, a dispatcher, a fireman, a paramedic. You could be in the military. You could be in a construction job. You could be in a entrepreneurial profession. Whatever it is, you are going to find something in this book that is going to be valuable to you. It's going to give you tips, tools, and tactics to live with greater resilience. This book is available on Amazon, on Barnes & Noble, and anywhere you get your books. It's available in ebook, Kindle, or Nook for instant download right now, or you can order it on Amazon and have it here in like 2 days with Prime. You get that paper book edition. It's over 400 pages full full of Stoic wisdom, of tips, of tools, of daily journal entries, of contextualization, of quotes from the great Stoics. And it's going to give you some action items to help integrate these lessons. In other words, to take the words and turn them into action. Number 2, you can subscribe to the Substack, the Stoic Responder, for absolutely free. On that page, you're going to get podcasts delivered to your email 4 times a week, but you're also going to get the weekly newsletters that come out that discuss Stoic leadership and personal development tips and tips for gaining greater resilience. And finally, the easiest thing you can do to help this podcast be a success and reach more people is to like, share, and subscribe so that others can learn about what we're doing here and get value from these same lessons. Thanks so much for listening. Got 3 more episodes coming out for you this week. Until next time, you are out of roll. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, please take a moment to subscribe, like, rate, and share this podcast so that we can spread the benefits of Stoicism to other first responders. It will only take you a few moments, but it can help us tremendously. Until next time, out of roll.